Have you ever wondered why AI-generated videos always seem so perfect in YouTube demos? Well, here's the truth. Things aren't always as they seem. Today, I'm diving into the world of free AI video generators to reveal some surprising facts that most creators won't tell you. But before I show you my own results, and what I did to make them better, there's something you need to know about these tools that could change how you look at those perfect AI videos forever. Recently, I've been experimenting with Kling AI, one of the leading AI video generators. It looks amazing, right? But here's what you probably won't see on this highlight reel. Most of those perfect AI videos you see? Yeah, those are definitely cherry-picked. Out of all the clips I generated for a children's story I'm working on, about 2/3 of them were completely unusable. Yep, most creators only show that one video that came out decently after multiple attempts. That's not the only thing you need to be aware of if you're considering using free AI generations for your projects, but we'll come back to that later. For now, let's dive into the nitty-gritty of how to achieve those showcase-worthy video generations by refining our prompts with Kling AI. So I'm creating a story for my other YouTube channel, Bedtime Rhymes. I typically only use AI-generated static imagery, but for this story, The Greedy Goblin, I wanted to see if I could animate it using AI video instead. I created images with ChatGPT's DALL-E 3 and picked my favorites. Originally, today's video was going to be about how to use the end scene feature that both Luma Dream Machine and Kling AI both offer. Having experimented on exactly one video generation that just so happened to come out perfect, I'll admit I was a bit overconfident about what my results might look like. Here's the result from that first generation when I tried out Luma Dream Machine's end scene feature. Now, I know that the abstract nature of these particular photos is probably why this video came out so well, because when it comes to generating complex animations with subjects that are more realistic, like people and animals, things can get all wonky really fast. So let me show you what it takes to create a usable animation with a few examples. This was my first attempt at using the end scene feature in Kling. I was really excited to play with this fairy scene, and I thought it'd be really easy, given how consistent the images were. But my prompt caused this fairy to throw a hissy fit. When I wrote frantic flying, I envisioned a fairy flying on a mission. This was obviously a case of miscommunication. I can see how this could be considered frantic, so I edited my prompt. In the next video I generated, I made the prompt super simple: flying. But the result was much too slow for me, and she's talking, which isn't what I wanted here. So I tried again. My next attempt was just as slow, and this time she was making some kind of gorilla-esque face. Is this what worried looks like? So I tried one more time. And this was the result I was most happy with. All I wanted was a little bit of flying and a fairly decent landing, and this one nailed it. As you can see, I changed the prompt to flying towards the camera, but honestly, I'm not sure if it was my prompting or dumb luck that generated this. Maybe a bit of both. Here's another example of a video that needed some finessing. In the first generation, I really loved the squirrel that was dead center. But unfortunately, there's all kinds of weirdness happening in this video. The squirrel behind him loses his face, transforms into some kind of mystery creature, and then takes center stage. Birds disappear and reappear. The buck in the background moves his head and leaves his antlers behind. Yeah, no matter how cute that little squirrel is, this video is just not usable at all. There was just too much going on, so I tweaked the prompt a bit before I tried again, removing some of the bigger actions like walking and flying. In take 2, my fave little squirrel goes all-out absent-minded fox, and I'm like, WTF? Yeah. Next. Then I experimented with standard mode in my third attempt, only to discover that the quality is really horrible compared to the professional quality. So that's the last time you'll see me try to skimp on credits in this video. In my final, most successful attempt, I did a few things. First, I photoshopped the image to remove some of the animals, mostly the birds, since they seemed to be the most chaotic. Then I tweaked the prompt further, adding extra words to emphasize what I wanted, not just subtle movements, but minuscule movements, minute movements. And then I added a few negative prompts to make sure no bigger actions were going to happen, like walking and large movements. This video isn't perfect, but I was happy enough with it to move on. Okay, so just one more example of a video that I had to refine a bit. As you can see in this first generation, he's taking a big old bite out of his pile of gold before he shares it with the animals. Why? So I added eating to my negative prompt box. But then, in the next video, he's sniffing the gold. So again, back to the negative prompt box to add smelling and sniffing to the list. Finally, in my third attempt, I was happy with his face. Of course, now the animals are morphing in and out of existence in this video too, but I was running low on credits, and sometimes done is better than perfect. I'm wondering if there's something I can do in my video editing software to merge two videos together so I can use the animals from earlier, but we'll see about that. And then there was this dancing scene that I attempted 5 different times, and no matter what, there is a lot of weirdness going on. The first attempt was the best when it came to their bodies dancing, but their faces morphed out of control. I may just zoom out a bit so you can't see their faces, or see if there's some kind of effect that will mask them in my video editing software. But the other videos are all even more horrible, as you can see. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I don't have to explain why these generations all suck. But I don't want to leave you with a bad taste in your mouth when it comes to AI video, because sometimes the stars aligned and the AI gods were in sync with my intentions. Here are a couple of videos that came out near perfect on the first attempt. Yeah, I was really happy with these. Aside from the hands at the ends of both videos, which I can easily trim out of the clip, these are amazing. Alright, so we've talked about refining and selecting our results, but there's one more thing that might crush your expectations about free AI video tools. Wait times. And I'm not talking about minutes or even hours. I'm talking days. Free tools often come with extreme wait times, at least the popular ones, meaning that to get even one video, you could be sitting in a queue for days before you see results. And that's if the final result is even usable. I was so excited when I was creating my first videos for this channel pre-launch. I was going to do a bunch of AI showdown videos, comparing and contrasting the top AI video tools. I prepared 10 prompts that would challenge each AI tool. The whole process became a bit of a downer, though, as it dragged on. Just look at this. I started generating videos on this date, and it took me until this date to complete just 10 prompts. It took me weeks to make this video. So, what's the takeaway? Free AI video generators can create some cool content, but you have to have patience and stamina behind the scenes. Generating videos is a process of trial and error, hand-picking the best results, and dealing with some insane wait times if you're on a budget. If you're just diving into these tools, don't beat yourself up if your first few generations come out weird. Just try again. And it's definitely worth the small price you have to pay to get priority spots in the queue. Believe me. It'll save you days of time. Oh, and in an upcoming video, I'll introduce you to a couple of other AI video making tools that barely anyone is talking about, which means these free tools don't have insanely long queues. So, if you want to be in the know, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss out. So, if you want to see the final result of weeks' worth of work whittled down to just minutes, this video compares the free versions of Luma Dream Machine to Pixverse, prompt for prompt. And the results totally took me by surprise. So, check that out if you want to learn more. Okie dokie, that's all for now. Hasta la bye-bye.